All right, everyone. We're going to do a quick prayer to Hanuman. All right, everyone. We're going to do a quick prayer to Hanuman, and then we're going to get this show on the road tonight. And just so you guys know, we may only be reading 5 tonight because I've had a pretty hectic night. But maybe only reading 5 sagas tonight because of how hectic of a night it's been. But, and my buddy may not be able to join us because it might be too late for him. He may be getting tired. He's in Eastern Standard Time, so. Hanuman prayer. I'm gonna try to find one with lyrics. Hanuman prayer, Krishna Das lyrics. Let's see. Where's the cat? Krishna Das. Space lyrics. There we go. I hope it's in English anyway. I hope. We'll see if this is the right version.
Credit scores until he got Credit Karma and used the scores to score more, like this less humble abode. That's what I'm talking about, Carl. Intuit Credit Karma. Download the Money app where your hard work pays off.
When your elbows find out that go come.
All right, now I hope this is the right version. How is everyone doing tonight? I hope you're having a grand Monday. So this Monday has actually been my Friday, kind of. I hope this is the right version. It's actually been my Friday, kind of. I hope this is the right version. Oh my goodness. 1 second, guys. Let me unplug it. Oops. Here we are. Oops. How was everyone? It's a beautiful Monday. Hanuman Pawanakumar. Man, this is not the right version. It's all great, but we don't have the lyrics. So we can play it, but this is one that I'm still in the process of learning, so I don't entirely know it. But my hair's going wild tonight, man. How was everyone? All right. Here we go. All right. I wanna come Jashuradayaga Vasirama Sadachapata Atulata Baladama Hemashela Vadeham Anujavam Krishna Raghupati Priya Patnam Vatajanam Namami Pushpare Hiraisham Majiki Krita Rakshasam Ramayana Mahamalaratnam Mande Milagmajam Anjanandamiraga Janaki Shokanashanam Inachangamuharam Bande Lanka Manojavam Marutatuya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayukta Mukyam. Tap that screen, guys. Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapahe. Thank you so much for the likes. It gets it out to more people. Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapahe. Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapahe. Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapahe. Bolo Bajranga Bali Hanumana Ki Jai. Ki Jai. Hope everyone's doing well this Monday. We may only be reading a little bit today. Oh, he's still going. Let's see. It's the Hallelujah Shri Ram. Let's sing that. Shri Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri 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 Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 I'm so grateful for everyone who's tuning in tonight. We're going to sing the Hanuman Chalisa, and we're going to do a quick oracle reading, and then we're going to continue where we left off yesterday. We may only read about 5 sargas tonight. They're like mini chapters. We did like 10 yesterday. But
Nature made magnesium.
It's my buddy Paresh, who's usually with us every night. It's not able to make it tonight. So the idea is that we're gonna, hopefully not read so much that that he's lost or something, or misses out on a lot of the epic. Hopefully just enough where I can fill him in. This is a Hanuman Chalisa. If you don't know, that's okay. The vibration is what's important. The vibration alone is healing. The vibration alone allows healing to take place. Grace and blessings. Maharaj, Hanuman, Shri Guru Charan Anjali Bhoja Pavan Sutanama Mahavira Vikrama Vajarangi Kumati Nivar Sumati Kesangi Kanchana Varana Viraj Subesa Kanana Kundala Kunjita Kesa Atavaja Dhoja Viraje Dande Moja Jale Shankara Suvani Kesari Nandana Teja Pratapa Mahajagavan Vidyavana Puri Ati Chatu Rama Kaja Karibe Koatu Prabhu Charitra Sugibe Korasiya Rama Lakana Sita Manabasiya Sushma Rupa Dharisiya Hidikava Vikata Rupa Dharilanka Dharama Bhima Rupa Dhari Asura Samhari Ramachandra Gegani Samari Vaya Sajivan Lakan Jiyaye Shri Raghuvira Harasri Ulai Raghupati Giri Bahut Barai Tuma Mama Priya Bharatai Samabhai Sahasa Badana Tumaro Yas Gave Asikai Shri Pati Kandana Gave Sanvikalika Brahmari Punisa Narada Sharada Sankarisa Nama Kubera Digapala Jahante Kapi Govile Kanisate Kahante Tuma Upakara Sugriva Hikina Rama Belaya Raja Paladisa Tumaro Mantra Vidishana Mana Lankeshwara Vai Sabajagajana Yuga Sahasra Yojana Parabhanu Riyotai Madhur Palajana Prabhamikaya Pukamai Jaladilange Gaya Chera Chelai Durgamakaja Jagat Ke Jete Sungamrano Graha Tumarete Rama Duare Tumara Kamare Bhotana Bindu Pesare Sab Sukha Lahe Tumari Shabena Tumara Shaka Kamu Godana Apan तेज समारोह तीनों लोग भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीर संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन जान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजिया साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे बात सिद्धि निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दास तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाए जहाँ जन्म हरि बात गाए और देवता चित्तन करहि हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई जो जय बंद महासुख होय जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरिचेरा कीजय नाथ हृदय महादेव पवन तनय संकट हरना मंगल मूर्ति सिया राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसव सुरभूप सियावर रामचंद्र वर जय शरण मंगल मूर्ति मारुति नंदन सकल मंगल मूल निकंदन मंगल मूर्ति मारुति नंदन सकल मंगल मूल निकंदन श्री राम जय जय राम 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 सीताराम 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 जय जय सीताराम 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 जय जय सीताराम 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 Sitaram, Jai Jai Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Sitaram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Hariko! Chant the holy names. Boldiolo. Let's see. Whoa, that's bright. That's white, clear. Let's go back to the. All right. So one of the verses in that beautiful, beautiful prayer we just sang is Rama Lakana Sita Saita Hiradayam Basau Surabu. And that means Ram, Sita, Lakshman, Hanuman, and King of the Gods, please come and live in our heart. And that's a beautiful line. The poem, I believe, was written by Tulsi Das. It's called the Hanuman Chalisa. And what's important I want to touch on is because the funny thing is God lives in our heart. You know, no matter what form you have, you don't have to ask him to come and live there. He's always there. He's always there. You just get quiet and you can feel him. You can see him. There's a line from The Prophet by Khalil Gibran that says, when I'm in love, I mustn't say that God is in my heart, but rather I must say that I am in the heart of God. So another cool way to phrase that line is, bring me into my heart, Lord. Bring me into my heart. Bring me into my heart space, where I love everyone. Because like Ram Dass said, my thinking mind is a perfect servant, but a lousy master. The only way through that is to transcend it through the service, to the higher mind, to the soul. Ashe. So guys, that was beautiful. I'm going to pull a couple cards really quick. Let's see, if you can, please smash the likes as much as possible. It gets more people here. It gets the holy word, the good words, the healing words out to more people. Let's see. If you're on the vibe tonight, if you're feeling the vibe, just type, I am a peacemaker in the chat. I am a peacemaker. I am a peacekeeper. Yeah, feel that. Feel that. A peacemaker and a peacekeeper. See, God fights the demons, but he liberates them. So even in his play, even in his Leela, there is nonviolence. There's a beauty to that. There's a beauty to that. Because God only takes life if he needs to. Absolutely needs to. Oh my goodness, I must have had... Okay, here it is. And when he does in the epics, Lord Vishnu, when he incarnates and he kills any demon, or takes them out, unalives any demon, I should say, for the TikTok live, sorry. He sends them back to the spiritual sky, so they don't die. It's not they're not being tortured or anything. They're set free. He freed them. So we were reading until Sarga 35 last night. Sarga 35. Sargas are like mini chapters. They're like little stanzas, little chapters. Sarga 35. When the sage had finished speaking, both heroes, Raghava and Lakshman, applauded his tale and addressed that bull among sages. I guess it was meant for me to read first because I was going to pull a card, but God just sort of had me open the book, so we're going to read first. We'll pull the card after. This is a wonderful and edifying tale you have told Brahman. And this is where the Brahman, Vishvamitra, is going to be explaining how the Ganga, the Ganges, the river Ganges was created. The sacred river over in India, the one that everyone goes and just, pilgrimages to and just can't wait to be baptized in, literally, to be washed away, to have their sins washed away. I can't wait. I feel like it's, I feel like with Neem Karoli Baba said all water is the Ganga, but with God's grace, I hope to be there one day in person to see the actual river myself. This is a wonderful and edifying tale you have told, Brahman. You are familiar with these matters in detail, so please tell us the detail of the origins, both in heaven and in the world of men, of the eldest daughter of the Mountain King. Why does she who sanctified the worlds sanctify three paths? The Ganga is called the one who sanctifies three paths because there's three rivers that it kind of splits off into. It's called Tripathaga, or Tripathaga. How is it that the Ganga, the most excellent of rivers, is known throughout the three worlds as Tripathaga, she who goes by three paths? See, that was fast. You know the ways of righteousness. Please tell us of the great events in which she is associated. When Kakutsa had finished speaking in this fashion, the ascetic Vishvamitra told the full story in the midst of the seers, omitting nothing. Long ago, Rama, when the great ascetic black-throated Shiva had gotten married, he looked with desire upon the goddess and began to make love to her. Thus engaged, the black-throat god passed 100 years of the gods. But even so, foe-consuming Rama, the goddess conceived no child. By that time, the gods, led by grandfather Brahma, had become alarmed and thought, who will be able to withstand the being who will be born from this union? Drawing near, all the gods prostrated themselves and spoke. Great God, God of gods, you are devoted to the welfare of this world. Please be gracious to the gods who have fallen at your feet. Best of gods, the world cannot contain your life force. You should instead, together with the goddess, perform the austerities prescribed in the Vedas. For the sake of the three worlds, you must retain your life force in your body, speaking about semen. You should protect all these worlds, not destroy them. When the great Lord of all worlds heard the words of the gods, he said, very well. Then he spoke to them further. With the help of Uma, I shall retain the life force in my body. Let the 30 gods and the earth rest easy. But tell me this, great gods, who will contain such of my incomparable life force as has already been dislodged from its place? Addressed in this fashion, the gods replied to Shiva, whose standard is the bull, the vehicle Nandi. The earth will bear the life force that has been dislodged. And so when they had addressed him in this fashion, the Lord of gods released his life force upon the earth, thereby filling it up together with its mountains and forests. Then the gods spoke to Agni, the eater of oblations, saying, you and Vayu must enter Rudra's abundant life force. Once permeated by Agni, Rudra is another name for Shiva, by the way. It was transformed into a white mountain, on which there was a celestial thicket of white reeds that looked like the sun, surrounded by fire. It was there that Kartikeya came into being, born from fire. Then the gods and the host of seers were delighted at heart and worshipped Uma and Shiva. But the daughters of the mountain were enraged. Rama, her eyes red with anger, she spoke to the gods, cursing them. Since I have been thwarted while making love in the hopes of begetting a son, you will be unable to father children upon your own wives. From this day forward, your wives shall remain childless. After addressing all the gods in this fashion, she cursed the earth as well. O earth, you shall be manifold in form and the wife of many. Moreover, since you did not want my son, you evil-minded creature, you shall never experience a mother's love for a son, defiled as you are by my anger. When the Lord of gods had seen all the gods thus put to shame, he set out for the west, the direction guarded by Varuna. There, the great Lord and the goddess undertook austerities on the northern slope of the mountain peak in the Himalayas. I have now told you the story of the mountain's daughter in detail, Rama. Next, you and Lakshman shall hear from me the tale of the origin of the Ganga. Now that's what I thought we were at, which was actually Sarga 36, but we reread that one. That was good. Let's see. Long ago, while the god Shiva was engaged in austerities, the gods and host of seers, wishing to find a leader for their army, approached grandfather Brahma. Indra and all the gods made Agni, the god of fire, their spokesman, and prostrating themselves, they spoke these eloquent words to the grandfather, their lord. Lord, He whom you long ago gave us to lead our army has taken to extreme asceticism and is now engaged in austerities with Uma. You know how to arrange things. Arrange something for us to do in our desire for the welfare of the worlds. You are our last recourse. Upon hearing the gods' words, the grandfather of all the worlds comforted them with soothing words, saying, "What the mountain's daughter said, that you will never father children on your wives, is an inviolable truth. Let there be no doubt about this. But here is the Ganga, who moves through the sky. Agni, the eater of oblations, will father on her a son, who will be a foe-conquering commander for the army of the gods. The eldest daughter of the mountain lord will acknowledge that son. There could be no doubt that Uma will accept this." When the gods had heard grandfather Brahma's words and had thus accomplished their purpose, delight of the Raghus, they all bowed low and worshipped him. Then all the gods proceeded to Mount Kailash, adorned with metallic oars, and charged Agni, the god of fire, with the task of begetting a son, saying, "O Lord, eater of oblations, you must carry out this task of the gods. Great is your splendor. You must release your life force into the Ganga, the daughter of the mountain." Agni, the purifier, promised the gods he would do this, and thus approaching the Ganga, he said, "Bear this embryo, goddess, as a favor to the gods." Upon hearing these words, she assumed her divine form, and he, seeing her extraordinary beauty, scattered his life force all over. Agni the purifier showered it all over the goddess, so that all the channels of the Ganga were filled with it, delight of the Raghus. Then the Ganga spoke to him, "Agni, Purohita of all the gods, O God, I cannot bear your powerful life force. A fire is burning me, and my mind is confused." The eater of all the gods' oblations replied to the Ganga, "Let the embryo be placed at the foot of the Himalayas." When the mighty Ganga heard Agni's words, blameless man, she released the unbearably brilliant embryo from her channels. Since it had emerged from her, it had the luster of molten gold, and as it touched the earth it turned to gold and silver, pure and beautiful. From its acrid quality, copper and iron were produced, while its impurities became tin and lead. Thus when it touched the earth, it turned into various elements. The moment the embryo was set down, the whole mountain forest was pervaded by its splendor and turned to gold. Ever since that time, Raghava, tiger among men, gold lustrous as Agni, eater of oblations, has been known as Jatarupa, there we go, formed at birth. As soon as the boy was born, Indra and the Marut hosts engaged the Kritikas to provide sufficient milk for him. They offered him milk as soon as he was born and came to an excellent arrangement, saying, "He shall be the son of all of us." It was for this reason that all the gods called him Kartikeya, saying, "There can be no doubt but that this child will be famous throughout the three worlds." When the Kritikas had heard these words, they bathed the child who had been emitted in that outpouring of the embryonic waters, shining with the greatest splendor like fire. And Kakutsa, since that illustrious and fiery Kartikeya had been emitted in that outpouring of embryonic waters, the gods called him Skanda, emission. Then all Kritikas put forth wonderful milk, and he grew 6 heads to take it as it sprang from their breasts. After that, Lord had drunk their milk, but for a single day, he conquered the host of Daitya warriors throughout his own might, though his form was that of a tender young boy. Because of that, the host of gods assembled, making Agni, the god of fire, their spokesman, consecrated him whose radiance was unblemished, as commander of the host of the gods. And so, Rama, I have told you the detailed history of the Ganga, and also the auspicious and holy birth of Kumara. A lot of that is deeply figurative and symbolic, but to Hindu people and to the Indian culture, life force and even the sexual act is very sacred. It's holy. It's not wrong. It's very pure. There's no idea that it could be impure. There's a way to do it impurely, of course, but in and of itself, in its natural state, it is not pure. It is holy and sacred. Or it is very pure. It is holy and sacred. It is not impure. That's what I meant to say. Sarga 37. When Kaushika had finished telling Rama, Kakutsa, this sweet-syllabled tale, he addressed him further. Long ago there was a heroic and righteous king named Sagara, ruler of Ayodhya. He was childless, although he desired children. Rama, the elder wife of Sagara, whose name was Kashini, was the righteous and truthful daughter of the king of Vidarbha, and Sagara's second wife was Arishbhumi, Tanimi's daughter, Sumati. In beauty she had no rival on earth. Once the king went to the Himalayas, and there he and his 2 wives performed austerities on Mount Bhrigu Pravasravana. With a full 100 years had passed, the sage Bhrigu, foremost among the truthful, was pleased in Sagara's austerities and granted him a boon. Blameless man, he said, you will have a vast number of children, and what is more, bull among men, you will achieve fame unrivaled in this world. My son, one of your wives will give birth to a son who will carry on your dynasty. The other will bear 60,000 sons. The 2 wives of the king were greatly delighted, and cupping their hands in reverence, they propitiated that tiger among men as he was speaking to them. And they said, which one of us will have the son, Brahma, or the one son, Brahman? And who will give birth to many, Brahman? We want to know. May your words prove true. Upon hearing these words, the extremely righteous Bhrigu made this excellent reply. You may arrange it between yourselves. 1 son to carry on the dynasty, or many sons, mighty, vigorous, and renowned. Which one of you wants which boon? Now when Kashini heard the sage's words, Rama, delight of the Raghus, she chose right there in the presence of the king, the son who could carry on the dynasty. But Sumati, Suparna's sister, chose the 30,000 vigorous and renowned sons. Delight of the Raghus, the king then walked reverently around the seer. Then bowing his head in homage, he returned to his own city with his wives. So after some time had elapsed, Kashini, the elder, gave birth to Sagara's son, who was called Asamanja. As for Sumati, tiger among men, she gave birth to a gourd-like fetal mass. And when the gourd was split open, 60,000 sons emerged. See, a lot of it's very figurative. Nurses nurtured them in pots filled with clarified butter, and after a long time they grew to young manhood. Indeed, it was a very long time before Sagara's 60,000 sons grew into their young manhood and beauty. I mean, it could be true. You never know. We weren't there. It's fun to think about. But best of men, delight of the Raghus, the eldest son of Sagara, took to forcibly seizing children and throwing them into the waters of the Sarayu, laughing as he watched them drowned. Since he was bent on doing such mischief and evil to the people, his father banished him from the city, Asmanja. However, he had a mighty son named Amshirmant, who spoke kindly to everyone and was well liked by all the people. Well, it said mischief to the people. After some time, best of men, Sagara had an idea and formed a resolution, saying, I will perform a sacrifice. Then when the king, who was learned in the Vedas, had come to this decision to perform a sacrifice in consultation with his host of preceptors, he began the ritual. Sarga 38. When Vishvamitra's tale was at an end, Rama, delight of the Raghus, spoke in delight to the sage who shone like fire. Bless you, Brahman. I would like to hear this story too in great detail. How did my ancestor carry out his sacrifice? Gently smiling, Vishvamitra once more addressed Kakutsa. Rama, you shall now hear the whole story of great Sagara, Himavant, greatest of mountains, and father-in-law of Shankara, which is another name of Shiva, stands confronting the Vindhya range. The two, in fact, directly face each other. Best of men, tiger among men, the sacrifice took place between these two ranges, for it is said that this is the best region for sacrificial rites. Kakutsa, my son, Amshirmant, equipped with a strong bow and great chariot, following Sagara's instructions, guarded the sacrificial horse. But even though Sagara himself was the patron of the rite, Vasava, taking on the form of a Rakshasa, a demon, carried off the sacrificial horse in an instant. Now the great man's horse was being carried off, Kakutsa. All his host of preceptors spoke to him, the patron of the rite. At this very moment, your sacrificial horse is being taken away by force. You must kill the thief, Kakutsa, and bring back the horse. This is a defect in the sacrifice that will bring disaster upon us all. Your Majesty, you must see to it that this defect is made good. When the king heard the words spoken by his preceptors in the assembly, he addressed these words to his 60,000 sons. My sons, bulls among men, I do not see how Rakshasas could have done this, for this great rite is being carried out by illustrious sages who are sanctified by Vedic mantras. Therefore, my sons, you must go and seek the horse. May good fortune attend you. Follow its trail all over the ocean-garland earth. You must search carefully, my sons, league by league, and searching for the horse thief at my command, you must dig up the very earth itself until you find that horse. Bless you. I am in a state of consecration, therefore I must wait here with my grandson and my preceptors until the horse is found." When they had been addressed in this manner, Rama, the king's mighty sons were delighted and roamed the earth, carrying out their father's orders. Tiger among men, with arms as hard as a damant, they each tore up the earth for a league on every side, torn up by lances like bolts of lightning, and with fearsome plowshares. The earth cried out, delight of the Raghus. Raghava, there was an unbearable outcry of creatures being killed, unalived, of Nagas, Asuras, and Rakshasas. Delight of the Raghus, Asuras, and Rakshasas are forms of demons. I believe that Nagas are serpents. Delight of Raghus, and they're not always bad. They're associated with wisdom, sort of like the serpent in the Bible. Delight of the Raghus, those heroes tore up the earth to a distance of 60,000 leagues, all the way down to the splendid underworld, Rashatala. In this fashion, tiger among men, the king's sons roamed everywhere, digging up this mountain-studded continent of Jambudvipa. And I mean in the sense of, when I brought up the serpent in the Bible, of like the brazen serpent of Moses and all of that. Then all the gods, Gandharvas, Ashuras, and serpents, their minds reeling, approached Grandfather Brahma, or the Gnostic interpretation. Utterly terrified, their face downcast, they propitiated the great-grandfather, addressing these words to him. "O Lord, the sons of Sagara were digging up the entire earth. Many great beings as well as creatures of the waters are being killed, crying, 'He has carried off the horse. He Shoo, sorry guys, my phone died. Let's see. We'll set this up. Hopefully, surely it won't die in the second. Yeah, I'll move the charger. Let's see, come on. All right. If I hurry, it should be good. Oh no, now I gotta worry about the. Okay, we'll plug this up behind everything. Oh my goodness. All right, we're on Sarga 28, 29, I believe. We'll go right back to where we were at. All right. Whew. Sorry about that. I'll prop you guys up right here. Oh, look how perfect. We got Ram, Lakshman, Sita in the back. Yeah. All right. So just to repeat that last verse, just in case you guys didn't get to hear it, I don't remember exactly when it cut off. I try to glance up every few seconds. Finally, all the sons of Sagara went to the famous northeastern quarter and dug up the earth in their fury. And it was there that they saw the eternal Vasudeva in the form of Kapila and grazing near the god, the horse, thinking him to be the one who had ruined their sacrifice. They were enraged and they ran toward him, eyes clouded with anger, crying, "Stay where you are, stay where you are. You are the one who stole our sacrificial horse. Fool, know that we, the sons of Sagara, have come." When Kapila heard these words, delight of the Raghus, he was filled with great fury and uttered the syllable hum. That very instant, Kakutsa, all the sons of Sagara were reduced to a heap of ashes by the great and unfathomable Kapila. And that was Sarga 39. Actually, did we pass? I don't think so. No, we did good. All right, this is Sarga 40. This will be the last Sarga we're reading tonight, the last chapter we're reading tonight, unless anyone wants to continue. But my buddy Paresh, who's usually on here, I don't want him to miss a whole bunch, you know? It's a little late for him because he's in Eastern Standard Time. He's an hour ahead of me. Let's see, but yeah, it's been beautiful, guys. We're gonna read a few cards out of my Oracle deck after this Sarga, and then we'll do some more kirtan. We'll do some more devotional singing and chanting, and then we might call it a night. Sarga 40. When the light of the Raghus, King Sagara realized that his sons had been gone for a very long time, he spoke to his grandson, who shone with an inner splendor. You are a hero accomplished in the arts of war, and equal in blazing energy to your forefathers. Go then and seek out the path of your forefathers, the path by which the horse was taken. The creatures that live underground are huge and powerful, so you must take your bow and a sword to ward them off. You must pay homage to those who deserve homage, and kill those who would obstruct you. Then when you have accomplished your mission, you must come back and complete my sacrifice. When Ashumant had been thus fittingly addressed by the great Sagara, he took his bow and sword and departed, striding swiftly. At the behest of the king, O best of men, he set out on the subterranean path that had been excavated by his great forefathers. There that mighty man saw one of the elephants who support the earth. It was being worshipped by Daityas, Danavas, Rakshasas, and Pisakas, Pishakas, and the great birds and serpents. And after he had walked around, I want to mention, it's funny, I got my buddy Seraphim here, but in Hebrew culture, and the idea of that they have angelic serpents, which are called seraphim.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that's wild because of the serpents they speak of are the Nagas, and it's very similar. Very similar.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It just points to...
It's almost like the same thing, just a different name, you know? I always wonder that, you know? Same thing with like the Vajra and like Zeus's thunderbolt and stuff like that. I think they're all the same. If Maharaji said they're all one, you know, see how all the ways you can find they're all one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. After he had walked around it reverently, he inquired to its well-being, asking also about his forefathers and the horse thief. When the elephant heard Ashumant's words, it replied affectionately, "Son of Asamanja, you shall quickly accomplish your mission and return with the horse." Hearing these words, he set out to question all the elephants who support the earth, in the proper manner and in due sequence. All those guardians of the directions who understood the subtleties of speech and were themselves eloquent, honored, and encouraged him, saying, "You shall return with the horse." When he had heard these words, he strove swiftly to where his forefathers, the sons of Sagara, had been turned to heaps of ash. Then the son of Asmanja was overcome with grief. Deeply anguished over their death, he cried out in his great sorrow. Overwhelmed with grief and sorrow, that tiger among men spied the sacrificial horse grazing nearby. That mighty man wished to perform the funerary libations for the king's sons, but although he searched for water, he could find no body of water. But then Rama, casting about his sharp eye, he spied the forefathers' king, the uncle of birds, Suparna, rival of the wind, and the bird, the mighty Vainateya, said these words to him, "Do not grieve, tiger among men. This slaughter took place for the good of the world. And since, wise men, these mighty men were consumed by none other than the unfathomable king Kapila, you should not offer them the water of this world, bull among men. The Ganga is the eldest daughter of Himalaya. It is she alone, the purifier of the world, who can purify these men, now turned to heaps of ash. When their ashes are moistened by the Ganga, beloved of all the world, only then, my son, will the 60,000 princes be carried to heaven. Illustrious bull among men, take the horse and go, for hero you must complete your grandfather's sacrifice." Heeding Suparna's words, the renowned and mighty Ashumant took the horse and returned home swiftly. Then, delight of the Raghus, he approached the king, who was still in a state of consecration. He told him all that had happened, just as it had taken place, and he repeated Suparna's words. After hearing the dreadful words of Amshumant, the king completed his sacrifice in due order, according to precept. But when the majestic lord of the earth, the king, had completed the sacrifice and returned to his capital, he could think of no plan to bring down the Ganga. Finally, after a very long time, the great king who had reigned for 30,000 years went to heaven. without having thought of a plan. And that was the end of Sarga 41, or 40. We're on Sarga 41 now. We'll continue that tomorrow, probably around 7 or 8 Central Standard Time. That's about when we're going to be planning. I don't have work tomorrow, so we should be able to get to it a lot earlier. And that's a good thing to look forward to. What percent is my phone on? I'm going to check real quick. 9%. Well, I don't want to die while we're singing. Or, I mean, there would be no better time to literally die. But just in devotion. I saw a very beautiful video of this guy who passed away when he was preaching the gospel. And he was a very devotee of Christ. And I thought when I was at the next Kirtan meeting I saw a good friend of mine who's, he's getting older in age. And I thought, God forbid. May he have another 30 years. But if something was to happen, I was almost crying because I thought this is that same kind of devotion. This is that same beauty. Jai Shri Ram. All right, guys, I wanted to pull an... Don't know what happened there. I wanted to pull an oracle card for you guys. Let's see. Oracle cards utilize... That's a little... I don't like how that looks. Oracle cards utilize synchronicity. Synchronicity is that moment where you're just walking, say you're going into the wrong door at work and you turn around, you see a sign that says detour, and it's like God laughing at you, but like playing with you. You get what I'm saying? So synchronicity is those moments where Source, God, the universe, speaks to you through everyday mundane things. And that works with the Oracle decks as well. Tarot decks, any kind of deck you want to use, doesn't really matter. You could even use a regular old card deck. If the message that you're needing to get will be the message you get out of whatever I read, regardless of what it is. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, leave what doesn't. I tend to throw the cards like this. It's a little bit different from setting it up like an altar. You might have seen some people on live doing it like this, and I found that it's the best way to unbiasedly just have synchronicity cards throw out at you, if you need to hear something in particular. Like that. Oh, wow, we were just talking about seraphim. Let's see, this is, let's see, the seraph of 963 hertz. Let's see. The seraphim of 963 hertz. Seraph is short for seraphim. This is an angel. 21. 125. This is a new deck, so I'm reading out of the book. Alright, Seraphim of 963 hertz. And we read this, it's typically got a really deep healing message. If it resonates, obviously take whatever resonates. And then at the end, they have a really beautiful interactive healing process you can go through if you feel calm. Practice connecting to the joy that is always deep within you. Pay attention to what brings you exquisite delight. Wow, that's the name of my album I'm working on. If you don't know what that is, you are guided to experiment and explore. Connecting to the joyful capacity of your heart will heal so much negativity and uncertainty. Let your heart relax. Allow the spiritual grace that wishes to reorder your life to manifest its miraculous magic. The seraphim are angelic beings of an extremely high vibration. They are angelic mystics in constant devotion and adoration of the divine. When we passionately fall in love with a divine face of luminous grace, whether it be a person who has entered our lives as if they have dropped straight from heaven onto earth, or we feel our heart awakening to new depths of love and meditation with our spirit guides, we are in harmony with the seraphim. When we go through a struggle and are somehow fortunate enough to recognize the protective and healing action of divine grace intervening on our behalf, we can shift to such gratitude, we just want to kiss the sky and sing a love song to the universe. Then we are in touch with our own inner seraphim. Some egos project their narcissistic wounding and lack of romantic imagination onto spirit, concluding that the divine must be rather vain if it wants swarms of angels flying about constantly singing its praises. They don't understand what the divine asks for our love so that it can give of itself to us. That the divine asks for our love so it can give of itself to us. When we feel love, when we are in love, our hearts are open and receptive. The divine is not interested in praise for its own sake, but for what we can receive when our hearts are fully opened by it. When you have a beautiful experience, fall in love, enjoy the best meal of your life, or see a film that awakens your mind, do you not want to tell others about it? Our world can seem like a bleak and spiritually barren place. We need jubilant, mystical hearts who know the secret of esoteric ecstasy and are divinely drunk in their celestial communion. We need to see them happily stumbling about as love-struck fools, startling our intellects with their brilliant ramblings, opening our hearts with their purposeful passions. We too need such loving delight with the divine, so we cannot help but want to call forth in wondrous gratitude and declare our love from the rooftops for all to hear and feel. This oracle brings a message straight from the divine to you. Let me love you. The tone of 963 Hz unlocks the radiant luminosity of your light body. The body of light is the inner essence of your physical structure, and yet is not constrained by it. Your light body is your internal interface between the spiritual plane and the physical plane. It is where healing, bliss, and inspiration flow unimpeded. The higher worlds transmit consciousness-raising light codes directly into your body of light, affirming your original soul note and preventing the ego from obscuring your spiritual light so that you can manifest your most authentic life path. Being authentic scares away the crazies. I wish someone told me that before. Being your authentic self. This telepathy of light between spirit and your inner being gives rise to knowing without knowing how you know. This oracle guides you to trust such inner knowledge, even if it doesn't always seem logical. Spirit is guiding you. The universe will provide ample resources to support you in doing what you have come to this planet to do. There is no need to turn away from what your heart adores, and every reason to embrace it with total trust. Connection with this tone plugs us into the inner intricacies of our ecstatic energy field, where we can partake of the miraculous medicine of love and light, to be reminded that we can handle anything that comes our way with grace. Spiritual infusions of light and wisdom, such as those that travel on the 963 Hz frequency, are alchemical. They are able to distill value from any circumstance and transform it. This frequency is a cosmic particle accelerator, which facilitates graceful return to the loving wisdom and creative resourcefulness of spirit. Seraphim of 963 Hz brings a message that the light and whatever it arouses in your heart and aligns with your being with passionate gratitude and delicious hunger for more is powerful enough to capture, captivate, and heal you. In doing so, it opens the way to manifestation. Praises to our generous, graceful, loving universe. There's an interactive healing process, but I feel called by Spirit because it's such a specific frequency. It's 963 Hz. While we're doing this interactive healing meditation, and this is the card again, Seraphim of 963 Hz. We're going to play that frequency. Because what better way to activate that pathway to the divine? 963. Easy enough. Alright, I'm going to go and grab something to drink. I'll be right back.
Thousands of appetizing ingredients and meals.
Rather, I'll just bring me a glass over here. I thought I had a... Maybe it's here. It's right here. Filtered water. Alright. You may follow along at however feels comfortable and resonant for you. Healing process. And it says you may like to work with a journal for this exercise. So feel free, I can give you guys a couple moments. We can take some deep breaths. If you feel called, you can go grab a journal. Deep sigh, guys. Deep breath, deep sigh. Nirvana means in Sanskrit to breathe out. It's a sigh of relief. There's another breath I was shown by my good friend Finnegan, who makes music here in Nashville. I try to shout him out whenever I get a chance because he's been instrumental for me. And blood may run thicker than water, but I forget the full quote. You know what I mean? He's definitely family, soul family for sure. He taught me a breath called the Christic breath, and this is a breath where you squeeze that area called the perineum in your groin. You squeeze that muscle. You tighten your abs, squeeze in the back, push your shoulder blades up, tongue on the roof of the mouth. Yeah. We'll do a couple more of those. Keep the tongue on the roof of the mouth as you exhale. Such love, such love. Just let that divine grace pour into you. Blessings upon everyone who's reading this live. May God bless you all with abundance, with peace, with bliss, with assurance in your spiritual walk. And with, abundance does kind of cover that. So yeah, abundance in your spiritual walk. As you contemplate and briefly describe several moments when you felt joy, gratitude, vitality, and aliveness. These may be everyday events or special event or unusual occurrence. Doesn't matter. Describe several moments where you felt joy, gratitude, vitality, and aliveness. It's rising. I'm sitting with Mother Mary. It's beautiful. It may be different for you, but everyone has their own. Seraphim might have had to leave. As you record your experiences, you might be able to open your heart with gratitude for those experiences. Perhaps you can cultivate a feeling of wonder and appreciation for how marvelous life can be. You might sense your life is precious. It is. Say the following aloud. Your life is precious. It really is. May I connect with my own depth. You can repeat after me. May I connect with my own depth, sincerity, and gratitude for life. May my heart and its depth of love, capacity for awe, and appreciation of mystery be empowered and protected by the light. May I fall in love with the true beauty of my sacred life path. From the universal heart to my heart, and to the heart of all beings, may spiritual love and blessings flourish. Ashe, ashe. You have completed your healing process. It usually says to ground and hydrate. Let's see. How are you guys feeling tonight? Should we do some more devotional singing? Should we do some more chanting? All right. We're going to sit with a few more kirtans, devotional songs, and we'll call it a night, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm grateful for this platform. I'm grateful for all the eyes and ears that I have the opportunity to bless by sharing these beautiful, beautiful stories, as well as the beautiful, beautiful devotional songs where we're all just singing loving praise to God. And like the card of the Seraphim of 963 Hertz said, we don't do this to try to please the divine. There's no hoops to jump through. There's no hoops to jump through. You don't have to gain love from the divine. The divine loves you unconditionally. We chant, we sing for the benefit we get from it, from the purification we get from it, from the cleansing we get from it, and just for the fact that when we're in there and we're in that state, we're sitting with God. We're with Him. It's that living water. You may never thirst again. Let's see. What percent is my phone on? Perfect. All right. I'm going to move it over here. See, the first night that we did this, we sang one of my favorites, which is called the Ring Song. The Ring Song is about Hanuman when he's rescuing Sita from Lanka. Hanuman, the first thing he gives her, the first sign that Mother Sita ever has that she's ever going to be free or ever going to live a life outside of this captivity that she's been abducted, because she's been abducted by Ravana. She's been there for over a year, man. You know what I mean? It's terrible. Could you imagine being in a demon lair as a human, trapped because he wants to marry you so bad he's not letting up, and he keeps asking you every day, constantly, and the only reason he hasn't forced himself upon you is because of who you are, That's a terrifying place to be in for over a year. And so the ring that Hanuman brings to Sita to show her that indeed, that Ram is coming to save her, that was the moment of joy for her. That was the moment of salvation. That was the moment of recognizing divine intervention and peace. Probably the first peace that she had in a very, very long time. So we're gonna sing the Ring Song. It's a very beautiful song. Oh, Hanuman, would you tell me where you found that ring?
When the temperature drops, you've got two choices. Close your eyes.
Still got ads. We're working on that.
Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? Hanuman, tell me where you got that ring. Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? Hanuman, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? Hanuman, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? Hanuman, would you tell me where you got that ring?
It's a Christ ring. It's a gift. Maharaji said, Hanuman and Christ are one and the same.
Won't you tell me where you got that ring? Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? Hanuman, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? Hanuman, won't you tell me where you got that ring? I didn't see you in the jungle of Chitrakoot, nor among the saints. Tell me where you got that ring. Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? Hanuman, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? Hanuman, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Satyo Janamariya the Sindhu 12 miles to get across the ocean. How could you ever get across? Won't you tell me how you got that ring? How did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? On your mind, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? On your mind, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Yeah, como diría Marty Bucky, this ring here belongs to my husband. No one can conquer him. Won't you tell me where you got that ring? Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? On your mind, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? On your mind, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Tulasidas asara rumaraki, Tulasidas praise to Hanuman, always live in my heart. Won't you tell me where you got that ring? Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? Hanuman, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? Hanuman, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? Hanuman, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Where did you get that ring? Where did you get that ring? Hanuman, won't you tell me where you got that ring? Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram. Jaya Bajranga Bali Hanuman, 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 Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman, Jaya 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 Bajranga Bali Hanuman. Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jai Siya Ram, Jaya Bajranga Bali Hanuman, Jaya Bajranga Bali Hanuman, Jaya Bajranga Bali Hanuman, Jaya Bajranga Bali Hanuman, Jaya Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jaya Siya Ram, Jaya Siya Ram, Jaya Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jaya Siya Ram, Jaya Siya Ram, Jaya Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jaya Siya Ram, Jaya Siya Ram, Jaya Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jaya Siya Ram, Jaya Siya Ram.
Now, for many people who are new to Kirtan, they may have a hard time figuring out how to set in the bliss, in the Sat Chit Ananda, in the truth consciousness and bliss that is your consciousness, that is the very depth of your being, that is the soul. And that's the point of Kirtan, it's to be with God. And so I feel very called to teach at this moment, and to say the way that you move into the soul, the way I found out, the first way I moved into my soul, was to give up thinking, because the thinking mind is a perfect servant but a lousy master, and move into the heart. Now, one of the best ways to do this, Ram Dass has a meditation called I Am Loving Awareness. It's beautiful. It's the depth of who you are. Loving awareness is another name for the soul. It's who you really are. And the more you set with it, the more you recognize that loving awareness really does. It just loves everything indiscriminately. It's the image of God you're made in. It's the way God loves you. And, I am loving awareness is a mantra. You can repeat that just like you can repeat Jai Siya Ram or Bajranga Bali Hanuman or Jesus loves me. They're all mantras. They're all mantras. And and another one that I found that works even better, in my opinion, my humble opinion, because I'm not a Ram Dass. I aspire, maybe, we can try. I'm inspired, so I can aspire. I'm correct. But it's I am consciousness, because when you say I am loving awareness, eventually you find out that loving awareness is consciousness itself. It is consciousness itself. And when you chant, though, when you start chanting saying, I am consciousness, you find out that consciousness innately is loving awareness. You don't have to be told. It's not described for you. It's not told to you. You realize it. It's a point of enlightenment. And so I am consciousness is a great mantra, guys. for bringing us into this moment, into the present moment. Let's sing this, even if you don't know the words to this next song. Let's just repeat this mantra a few times with each other. And we're going to be sitting in meditation, listening, even if we don't know the lyrics to the Hanuman Chalisa. The vibration is really ultimately what's important. It's where you get the healing. It's where you feel God. It's what's going to be carrying the energy to you. I am consciousness. I am consciousness. You can say it with me if you feel led. I am consciousness. I am consciousness. Who I really am is consciousness. I am consciousness. I am consciousness. I am consciousness. Yeah. Where you sit with that, you find that everything you're conscious of, you love. Whether it's the walls, a room, birds, you can probably hear them in the background. A cat, I don't actually know where my cat is. He's probably asleep in the other room. A tree, a vacuum, a couch, whatever. Murtis, paintings, murals, everything. It's all one. It's all beautiful. It's all whole. It's all holy. The love, the love, the love. The oneness of the universe is love. That's not just some, far out concept or something. It's real, and you can experience it for yourself today.
Commander Dalgleish, Scotland Yard. This is now a murder investigation.
I am consciousness.
You have a very disconcerting gaze.
Awareness. It is my being. Infinite being. This is the Hanuman Chalisa. It's one of my favorite versions.
Shri Guru Charan Rodarajan Chamanam Guru Sudhari Varanor Raghuvara Vimala Jasan Jodaya Kupalachari Buddhihina Tanu Janike Sumiram Bhavana Kumar Valamuni Vidya Dehu Mohi Harahu Kale Saviga Jaya Hanuman Jnana Guna Saga Jaya Kapishati Loka Ujaga Amadutta Atulita Baladama Anjani Bhusha Pavana Sutanama Mahavira Vikram Bajarangi Mati Nevara Sumati Kesangi Pancharavarana Viraja Subesa Kanana Gundala Gunshita Kesa Atam Bacharora Tvaja Virate Ande Mujadale Osadi Shankara Suvana Kesari Nanda Teja Pratapa Mahajagabanga Vidyavan Gunirati Chatu Rama Kaja Karibe Koan Charitra Sunibe Korasiya Rama Lagana Sita Manabasiya Sukshmaru Padarisiya Indikava Kadaru Padarilam Kajarava Imaru Padari Asura Samhare Ramachandra Ke Kada Samhare Aya Sajivana Lakana Jiyaya Shri Raghavira Shiralaya Upati Kini Bhotu Bara Sakai Shripati Kandalaga Sinakadika Brahmadi Munis Narada Sharada Saridharis Brahma Kubera Digapala Jahante Abhiko Vindakaya Sake Kahante Upakar Sugriva Inkina Rama Melaya Japadadina Aromantra Vibhishanamana Ankeshvara Maya Savajagajan Yasahasra Jojana Paraman Vyota Himadura Palajan Abu Mudrikam Nirmukamahi Jaladilangi Gaya Charajanahi Durgamakada Jagat Kijete Sugamanagat Marete Ramduare Kumarakovar Otnagya Binu Bezan Sukalahi Tumari Sharan Marachakagahu Kodaran Apana Teja Samaro Ape Kino Logahanga Tenkam Uttapisa Chanikatanai Ave Avila Javanam Sunave Asero Gahare Sabavira Chapatanirantara Hanumatabira Sankatate Hanumana Churave Nakama Vachana Dhyana Jolave Savapararama Tapasvi Raja Inake Kaja Sakala Tumasaja Oramanorata Joko Elave Soyamita Jivana Palabave Shalom Yuga Paratapa Tumhara Ye Parasita Jagat Jiyar Sadhu Santa Ke Tumara Kavar Surani Kandana Ramadulal Ashta Siddhi Lodi Vikedata Asavaradina Janki Mata Amara Sayana Tumare Pasa Daro Raghupati Kedasa Hare Bhajan Rama Gopal Rama Janama Keduka Visara Andakala Rarubara Purajai Anjan Murder Bhakta Kahai Lord Devata Chittanathare Anumata Se Sarva Sukha Karai Sankata Kate Mite Samapira Josumere Anumata Valavira Che Anumara Gosai Vakuro Guru Deva Kinai Sattavara Bhakta Kalapuri Tahi Bandi Mahasukoi Joya Vare Hanuman Chalisa Joya Siddhi Saki Gaurisa Tulasidas Sadari Chera Yijena Turnamatera Avantanaya Sangataharam Mangalamurati Amalakana Sita Sahita Dharma Sarasuramu Mangalamurati Marutanandan Sakala Mangalamula Nikandan Mangalamurti Marutanandan Sakala Mangalamula Nikandan Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Jai Bajrangi Jai Hanuman Sankata Mohan Kripa Nidhan. Jai Bajrangi Jai Hanuman Sankata Mohan Kripa Nidhan. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Jai Bajranga Bali Hanuman Ki Jai. Ram, Sita, Lakshman. Please live in my heart. Keep me living in my heart.
Carl never really thought much of his credit score.
I told everyone the first time I did one of these lives, I said, children, they put their hands up like this to their parents when they want to be picked up. And it's fun because Hanuman knows how to fly. So you better be ready. Peace and love. I'm so grateful for this platform, for this opportunity, for these eyes and ears who are able to hear these messages of devotion, love, and healing and light. I'm so blessed to be able to serve you in this way by reading the Ramayana, by singing devotional songs. I am so infinitely blessed, and I am so grateful to be able to do this. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. We might go live a couple times because I'm off work, but around 7 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time is when we're going to be going live. Hopefully around that time. I'll update on my story. If not, to read the Ramayana again, we're going to start in Sarga 40, I think is where we're at. Yeah, so tune in if that sounds interesting. Love you guys so much. Hope you have a great night. God bless you all with abundance, with love, with peace in your journey. With abundance in your journey. Ashe, ashe. Love you guys. See you next time.